Hello, this is Nolan with Grey Wolf Social Media. I thought I'd do a video on giveaways and why they work. So, this is very important because there do seem to be a lot of businesses doing this. The question is, why are they doing it? Are they just doing it for fun? Are they just doing it because that seems to be what everybody else is doing? They're important questions to ask because it does seem to be the case that there's a lot of marketing tactics that just get copied that don't work. So if something does work, like giveaways, then are there reasons for it? And I believe there's both psychological reasons as well as empirical reasons why giveaways work. And I'm going to kind of explain why that is. So let's get going here. So giveaways, why do they work? So I'm going to talk about some psychological biases. So the first two, and there's actually multiple reasons why giveaways work. These are just a few of them that I thought were really important. So I'm just going to talk about 3 points on why I think giveaways work. And the first point is the law of reciprocity. And so that is just essentially, if I give you something or I do you a favor, there's this unconscious debt that gets built up in your mind to return that favor. So the second one is social proof. So, and this is sort of the way that the crowd thinks is going to dictate a lot of the decisions that you make, because there's so many decisions to make as a human being that one of the things we do is outsource those decisions to other people. And so you can see, like on a giveaway, if it's done correctly, that it'll yield a lot of comments and shares. And these are sort of mechanisms that Facebook is leveraging in the favor of a business, if you get a lot of them, that sort of sidestep the paid advertising portion of it. And then what happens is that you get all these people that have commented on your post, that approve of your business, that love your business, that love the video you post, that love the food you make, that love everything about you. And you'll see this, like, you've probably seen on your own Facebook page that there's all these people that have commented positive things. Now, on a giveaway, that happens 10 times as much, 20 times as much, 30 times as much. And as a result, the post goes viral. So, and that leads me into my next point, is that when you do a giveaway and you do it properly, you reach a lot of people and you engage a lot of people. And so just by virtue of reaching a lot of people, you're increasing the level of awareness that is available in the marketplace, right? So the one of the secret sauces to marketing is consistency. And the reason that is because you can stay on your customer's mind. Now, if you begin the process of making your customers aware that you exist, then that's going to take up some real estate in their minds, and that's going to affect the decisions they make the next day as to where to buy lunch or where to buy a product or where to have an experience. So, first thing is law of reciprocity, the old give and take, dot dot dot, and take. So Brian Tracy, a famous sales guru, he says whenever you say anything that causes people to feel better about themselves, they have a deep unconscious need to reciprocate. And this can take place on an emotional level. And that's one of the things I wanted to mention, right? Because if you're doing a giveaway, it's not necessarily the case that you're giving everybody something physical. But what is always the case is that you're always giving them something emotional. So in the case where you say that you're giving away 12 donuts, a dozen donuts. So when your customers or your audience sees that you're giving away like these thousands and thousands of people, that they see that you're giving away 12 donuts, even if they don't win, they still got a little chemical boost in their brain when they started to imagine what it would be like to eat 12 donuts. So you're giving them that emotionally valent feeling that they then feel obligated to reciprocate. And so one of the ways that this happened to me in my life, and I became sort of you could say a victim of it, but uh, I I I don't necessarily see it that way. But people do like, it is hard to say no to somebody if they just did you a favor. So when I was buying a car, I went to several different places, but the place I wound up buying my car at was by a guy. I actually liked him a lot, and the salesman, I liked him. One of the reasons I liked him though is that he took me back into an area where they had the vending machines, and he had a key, and he opened up the vending machines, and he let me have my pick of a Mountain Dew and a bag of Bugles. And you know, for whatever reason, that had stuck with me throughout the rest of the sales interaction. And I bought my car from him. I'm not saying that's the only reason I bought that car from him, but it made a much more a much bigger impact than it should have. So this is something like the guy who came up with these concepts, or the guy that is most famous for making them popular, is Robert Cialdini. And he writes about this reciprocity bias in his book Influence. And one of the things he mentions in that book is how, like, and you can experiment with this, is if you send people Christmas cards that don't know you, oftentimes there's a percentage of those people that will send you a Christmas card back, even if they know, even if they don't know you. So that's an interesting thing that was experimented by a professor on a particular university. So yeah, when someone receives a gift, a debt is built up in their unconscious mind. The only way to alleviate that debt is to return the favor. So yeah, this is one of the fundamental reasons why giveaways work, is that when they get a good emotion as a result of you giving something away, they feel obligated to return the favor. So a certain percentage of the people that see it are going to buy. So the next psychological bias that I think is primary in terms of the reasons why giveaways work is the law of social proof. So we're all familiar with this concept. Here's a quote. Walter Lippmann says, "Where we are all alike, no one thinks very much." So basically what that is indicating is that when human beings are born, there is this tribal element, or this group or crowd element to what their behavior is, how their behavior is formed. If a child, for instance, is screaming and yelling in the midst of a restaurant, there's this everybody in that restaurant is communicating to those parents to keep that child under control. And so we may think that we're not influenced by other people, but we are on a very deep level that we may not even be aware of. So wanted to give an example of why I think, or a business that does this well, right? Because one of the things you'll see on a Facebook post that is a giveaway is that you'll get a lot of comments. And so those comments when you see the post, when a new person sees the post and they see that there's 1,000 comments of people just admiring your business, complimenting your business, saying how great your products are, then that has a massive influence on their decision to buy in the future or at that moment. So let's take a look at a business called Sweetwater, sells musical instruments. And so this is from January 1st, 2017 to August 31st. This is all the posts that they've done. And out of all the posts that they've done, the most popular posts are these Win It Wednesday prize. So they'll tell you how to enter. You gotta like. Let's see if I have it pulled up here. Yeah, so you gotta like and you gotta comment with the hashtag Win It Wednesday. And so what happens is you generate all these comments. Unbelievable amount of comments. And people, are constantly saying how awesome your business is, and it just goes on and on. I mean, 2,000, almost 3,000 comments. That's a lot. Awesome giveaway, Sweetwater. These people, they want the guitar, and just being a part of this experience for them is a nice little boost for their day. Because people don't get on Facebook to buy things. They get on Facebook to have fun, and this is fun for them. And it's clear that it is, because otherwise they wouldn't be commenting so heavily on these things. So out of all the posts that this business has done, and they have 820,000 people that like the business. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the top 10 posts are all giveaways. These are the top 10 best posts in terms of engagement. And you can see the amount of comments doesn't get any worse. I mean, it's incredible how effective these can be. And not only are the comments serving to increase the likelihood that a consumer will make a decision in terms of your favor as a business, it's also increasing the amount of reach and the amount of engagement that you're having as a result and of that post. So too many decisions, options, outsource the decision to the crowd. And then obviously we talked about sharing and commenting. As a result of Facebook's algorithm, what it does is it determines what is valuable for your consumers to see, or for people to see. And the way it does that is by if people start commenting a lot on your post, it'll start to show it to more people. And you've probably seen that as a business as it is. So people are 16 times more likely to read a post from a friend than from a brand themselves. So that has an impact. If that's the case, then this mechanism of sharing and commenting between friends is going to have a tremendous impact on your ability to sell product. I mean, if you're doing direct marketing and you're not leveraging commenting and sharing, then you're missing out, because you could spend $1 on this and get a 16 times return, because 16 times, you're gonna, the likelihood of a person that sees your product is going to go up 16 times. So there's no question that, and I think I saw a metric as well, somewhere like 78% of people don't trust advertising. So one of the beautiful things about giveaways is they don't look like ads. It looks like friends sharing awesome content. That's what it looks like. And it looks like friends recommending content between friends. So what'll happen if you do a giveaway is people will start sharing the content between one another, and then all that advertising is going to be 16 times more likely to get you a result. So the Facebook algorithm, put very simply, with the most recent updates, and Zuckerberg even announced this, it's determined primarily by comments and then shares and then reactions. And so one of the things to note about shares is that you cannot, Facebook does not allow contests to be winners to be dictated by shares, because that violates some privacy settings. However, you can pick winners based on comments and reactions. Facebook does prefer you either gather leads into their list building bot system, or which actually they would prefer between the other alternative, which is to build a list, an email list or a text list of contacts. So, what these giveaways they allow you to do is to generate thousands of dollars worth of what would have otherwise been paid advertising. It's now available for free with a solid giveaway post that's done correctly that induces virality. And you can see, and I could show you endless examples of businesses that are doing giveaways properly that are succeeding tremendously with this. And it's just a matter of, it's not one of those fads, right? So when you combine this empirical, and there is some extent to where giveaways do get a little old, right? But people are always going to want free stuff. It's always going to resonate with them. And when they see that value there, they're going to react. And you may need to up the stakes a little bit. You may need to allow for more winners at some point. But right now, at this point in time, there's not enough people doing this. This is one area where the amount of people doing this for the value it can give you is so low. Because what business owners, the mistake they make is they assume that based on old paradigms, something like this wouldn't work. Or they have old beliefs or limiting ways of thinking that don't account for the nuance that this new wave of social media platforms has allowed us to generate. So some quick examples that I like to show. First of all, this one is one I did. So one of the things that is really useful is to do a giveaway in conjunction with a holiday or an event. And there's so many ideas that you can do, but this one was particularly successful for that reason. And the item even coincided with, it was a USA ukulele. So it was almost a perfect storm of ideas, all right? So this one was particularly successful. This one, I like this one because what it does is it offers an experience, right? What I would have liked to seen with this one is some more food, pictures of food, because what food does is it activates our hunger circuits, so to speak. And obviously, you can see why that would be a good marketing tactic. So, because like if I see it's great to see the outside of a donut store, but if I saw 12 donuts instead of that, that would have been probably a better idea. However, even with that flaw, this posted remarkably good. Um, what it does have going for it is that the fact that it's an experience. It's a patio party. It's an experience with friends. You can impress your friends by having won this and taking them out and doing them this favor. Um, so this is another great one. But that just sort of summarizes the rationale, and that's just part of it. I mean, you could write an entire book on why giveaways work, and I'm sure somebody will. There's so many books written. But that is why I think giveaways work, and at least in part, and some of the primary reasons I think it's worth it for your business to start doing this. And if you don't, you're going to miss out on a lot, large sums of money. One of the things that it's easy to consider is the fact that funneling money into Facebook ads has the risk of you losing money, like not doing it correctly, or not getting the results right. But one of the things I think business owners don't analyze enough is the opportunity cost. How much money is it costing you to not do the things that you should be doing, right? And this is the one that every business owner should be doing. Now, the moment that happens, it may not be as valuable to be doing this. That certainly could be the case, but I do think we're still at a stage in terms of the platforms where you could still do this and get it's a tremendous result with it, especially if you haven't done it before and you have a large audience. They'll be ecstatic when they see something like this. So, thanks for listening. I appreciate it, and thank you very much.